soon. After I already beat it the first time. This is just a kind of small update thing. I'm in the process of working on this. As soon as I've, beaten, the first playthrough round, because I'm currently in the middle of it. I haven't, played the PC version in a while. I beat it on the Switch. Granted, the first time I beat this game was on the Wii U, way back when it first came out. I was, super excited about this. But yes, this is also going to be a thing. Mirror's Edge, I think I'm going to put on hold because that's a little bit more frustrating than I'm really willing to deal with. But this, soon. Also, this can be a really great, little side thing for whenever I'm doing recordings as, hey, this is going to be the preview of what we're going to work on next. I'm going to try and do those. But I'm not sure if I'll do these constantly, but with this, soon. This is only a screenshot. Obviously, I don't have the game running right now. But thanks to Koei Tecmo, releasing these on, the PC, I'll be able to do, 4 and 5. I'm starting with 5 because I know the most about it. I try to wait until I at least, kind of know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to playing games like this, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to just watch me fucking wander around like a dipshit. When it comes to playing games, I'm pretty sure you guys don't find that entertaining. Just watch me wander around lost, where the fuck am I supposed to go? This game does do a good job of, leading you around so you don't completely get lost, but there are times that, man, you'll get lost. And I think during the beginning I'll have a little bit of that, but not a whole lot. I don't know how I'm going to handle it, though. Am I going to handle this one chapter per video? Or am I going to go my normal 2 hours and see how far I get? I don't know. But this is soon. I'm technically on the 10th drop right now, and I don't remember how many more there are, because I haven't played this in forever. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to get in the mood for these games again. I'm going to get a couple of this shit done. This, in of itself, is a staple to me. This series is one of my top favorites. There's To the Moon and all that. Those have the top spot. And then there's games like Fatal Frame, where it's I have a deepening respect and love for these games. I fear these games out of straight respect. They're not super scary, but they are just creepy enough. I fear them out of respect, and it's I even have the first 3 games tucked away in an old little suitcase thing by themselves, the PS2 in their cases with their manuals and all that. They're tucked away very safely inside a case, away from everything else. I respect them that much. Now, granted, I wish we could do the first 3 first, because 1 and 3 are, for this series, are my favorites. 2 was supposedly the best one, according to everybody else that had played this series. 2 was the best one. I don't hold that opinion. To me, 2 wasn't all that to me. I way more related with the first game and the third game. I related to them the most. But 5 wasn't exactly a strong lead. It didn't exactly have a strong launch. It didn't have a strong representation for the series. It's not the strongest title of the series. I do like the story and all that. It's super dark, but it's not its strong suit. Fatal Frame is not at its strong suit with 4 and 5. 4 never made it to America, so we're going to have that as, well, that's going to be That's going to be second in our playthrough list because I have no idea what I'm doing there. That is Japanese voiced, but English subtitles and text. So we're going to have fun with that. So you guys are going to have to deal with that kind of dialogue. However, with this, I was kind of saying, like, the 5th game here made it a Blackwater, and the Japanese title is the Oracle, the Sodded Maiden, or something like that. This was not the strongest title. In my opinion, 3 was the strongest title. 3 was the peak of the series. The original trilogy did so well. But the problem is, like, this entire series, in terms of the horror trinity, just kind of flew under the radar. So these games aren't talked about very much. But I would love to, like, do a deep dive in, like, the original 3. Like, I hope Koei Tecmo, like, re-releases the first 3, like, console-wide, like they did for 4 and 5 here. I think this was a good thing to have both of these games, like, re-released, like, put them on the PC, on the Xbox, on the PS4, on the Switch. I really wish they would do that with the first 3 as well, because those were the best 3. Those were, like, the crowning achievement of, like, the horror game series. Horror games have the trinity. They have Silent Hill for psychological horror, they have Resident Evil for zombie horror, and they have this for supernatural horror. The Fatal Frame was, like, part of the original horror trilogy of, like, the most popular, like, horror series. But again, like, these games, like, flew so far under the radar and they're so good, people don't really, like, take much of that in mind. These are really good games. And these, like, stick to an accuracy of culture. And that is amazing. So pretty soon, we're going to be doing this. As soon as I get done this first playthrough on normal. We're going to be playing on either easy or very easy, though. Just for the sake of, like, I don't want to spend forever on this game. I already know the ending I have in mind that I'm going to go for. Like, I'm going to go for my favorite ending, the above water. These games have a habit of having, like, several endings, and a lot of them are not they're not exactly, like, good endings for the characters. Like, all the main characters, they get the shit end of the stick. That is this entire series. It's like, you're getting the shit end of the stick on this deal. But that's all I have to say about this. So I hope when I finally do these, you all enjoy, because I enjoy this series very much. Granted, this isn't going to be the strongest game in the series, but right now I only have the availability to do 4 and 5, and I'm starting with 5 because I know the most about it. 4, I'm still in the process of working through that on the Switch even, so I have no idea what the hell I'm doing in that game. But I'm excited to actually, like, know what the deal is with that story too. Fatal Frame, I will say a content warning, Fatal Frame 5's initial story is, like, very dark, and it does have very sensitive topics, namely suicide and depression. That is a very, very heavy subject in this game. So there's a content warning for that, because it can get pretty dark, and you will eventually see in this game. I'm kind of dreading doing this because it's like, shit, I'm going to have to do these segments that I, like, absolutely despise. I have to do all these over again. This is, like, the reason I haven't, like, picked up the series in a while, because I have it in my mind. It's like, shit, if I start playing these games again, I'm going to have to do that segment, and that segment, and that segment, and it's like, shit. They're not bad, they're just rough. Like, I have trouble with them. Rough. But yeah, soon we're going to be doing this. And I promise I'm going to get back into Tales and all that here fairly soon. I think I'm going to do a Tales run today. I'm only going to do an hour today. Because if I do 2 hours through the whole week, like during the work week, I am going to be like super exhausted and super tired of it. And I don't want to do that because I want time to myself here. And not time to like do all these recordings. But I'm going to wrap this up now because I've been going on for 11 more minutes than I actually wanted to. I wanted to just put this as a fade in soon and then just cut it there. But I felt like I needed to talk about it. That this is like one of my favorite series like of all time. And it's like I want to try and like call attention to this series. Hopefully Koei Tecmo will see this as like not as I'm doing copyright of anything. This is my like love letter to the games, and essentially. But I would really love if they like put the first 3 games out. I would love to do like recording sessions of the first 3 games. Granted, I would dread doing 2 because 2 is like my least favorite of the series, but I would love to do this series again. I would love to pick it back up. I would love if they got more. Like 5 games, it's like, they could just get like 1 more and make it a nice even 6. That would be great. If we got 1 more and it would be a nice even 6, I would love that. Maybe during Halloween we'll get an announcement and it'll be Fatal Frame 6. Or there'll be like, oh, here's the original trilogy. Because you could literally fit that on 1 fucking Switch game. Most likely anyway. I have no idea. Those games were pretty beefy, but, you know, you get the idea. But I'm going to wrap this up. I hope when I start this series you all enjoy it. And I will see you when I go to play Tales today. And also, I will see you in this game when I'm ready to do it. I have to beat it the first time on PC. Because I actually want to start it from scratch as a new game from start. Mainly because it's like, I'm already like currently in the middle of it on the normal playthrough. But I will see you in the next video.